Tyler, what is law enforcement doing? Are they just looking the other way?
A little bit, yes. One of the major concerns that people have in Mexico is that the police and prosecutors rarely investigate these disappearances. There are, as you mentioned, now over more than 100,000 people missing in Mexico, and that's according to the official government number. The real number is likely higher than that. Oftentimes, families are forced to search on their own for their loved ones. They find that when they go to the police, when they go to prosecutors, they'll say, "We can't help you. Start by searching on your own." And no investigation is ever formally opened.
And that's an extraordinarily depressing state of affairs. And is this because local law enforcement, who might ordinarily be investigating this, are fearful of the drug barons, or they're in their pockets, or there's blackmail or bribery going on?
I think there could be a number of reasons. One element, as you mentioned, is that there is a lot of collusion between local law enforcement and criminal groups. But it's important to note that criminal groups aren't responsible for all disappearances in Mexico. We at Human Rights Watch have documented many cases in which disappeared people were in fact detained by police or by the military as part of this war on drugs that began in 2007 and were never seen again. But another element is simply that police and prosecutors in Mexico don't have a lot of capacity, and they simply are not able to take the steps that are necessary to search for the disappeared. And an additional element I think that's important to take into account here is what we call the forensic crisis. So around 50,000 bodies have passed through morgues in Mexico without being identified. Many of those have been placed in mass graves by the Mexican officials themselves. So those are cases in which the Mexican government has a person that they can't identify, and they've decided to bury that person in a mass grave simply because they don't have the capacity to identify all of the bodies that have gone through the morgues. It's a really horrific situation.
It's a difficult story to tell. Tyler, thank you for being with us. Tyler Mattiace is a researcher at the Americas Division at Human Rights Watch.